Gilbert on BBC Radio Wales.
If you're listening to this, you're listening to Rhod Gilbert's Best Bits, some of the best bits of my Saturday morning radio show live on BBC Radio Wales. This week I'm in the studio in Cardiff with Mr. Chris Corcoran. Dear Rhod, hello there, says Lowry. Or Lowry. I never know how to say Lowry or Lowry.
I think both are valid, aren't they?
It's in Jakarta, this one as well, in Indonesia.
Right, it's probably Lowry then.
What, why did...
I'm just plumping for one or other.
Right. I say, either that or you've suddenly become an expert on the Bahasa Indonesia pronunciation of Lowry.
Hey, I heard someone say pronunciation on the radio the other day. That's not right, is it?
You heard what?
Someone pronounced pronunciation.
Don't get me on pronunciation. I'm terrible.
But it's not
There's all sorts of things I say wrong. Like the other day I said detritus.
Right.
Somebody went bonkers.
Detritus.
Well, I say detritus.
Yeah.
There's loads of words I I say wrong. So this isn't for years. This isn't really pronunciation. This is more of a kind of I don't know what this is. Anybody else get this? For years.
Yeah.
Years. Have I told you this before?
I'm not sure yet.
Well, I'll tell you now, and then you can work it out.
Okay.
Tell
me how it works.
We'll reverse engineer this conversation.
I know we've been doing this a long time and we've got a good understanding, but I'm not psychic.
Yeah. On the map, the weather map, when they're doing the weather on the television.
Yeah.
But in my earlier years, whenever it said GALES on the weather map. So there's somebody standing in front of the weather map on television.
You're
too hungover for this.
No.
GALES.
GALES. Oh, yeah. Okay.
GALES.
Yeah.
You know that word?
Yeah.
It's a weather phenomenon.
Yes. Do you want me to say it?
Go on then, you can do
Gales.
it. Gales. Right.
Yeah.
Whenever on the weather map there was somebody standing and it said gales behind them.
Yeah.
And this, I would say this stretches over a 10-year period.
Mm.
I would say I was in my mid-20s when this stopped happening.
Right.
I would look at that map and go, why does it say Wales in Spanish on that map? Which is Gales.
Wow.
So you'd be watching, I don't know what it was, the 1980s equivalent of Derek.
Yeah, Fish.
Michael Fish, something like that. He was standing there, it said Gales behind, and I was going, why does it say Gales? Why does it say Spanish on the map? It's not even over Wales, it's over all of it. It's over Scotland, it's over... That happened for about 10 years, and then I just suddenly clicked.
Incredible.
I went, hang on a minute, it's Gales, isn't it?
Isn't that weird? That is weird, because that's what you get when you get an unpredictable brain mixed with a very educated brain at the same time. Because you're educated in your languages, aren't you?
A little bit.
Part of your brain's kind of doing that, and then the other part of your brain's just in a pickle all the time.
Oh, the other part of my brain, as I often describe it, is like a dropped hose.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
So I can understand you think that is weird. Yeah.
Maybe though maybe I've got some. I'm not wishing in any way to belittle this as maybe I've got some kind of dyslexia. Some kind of
yeah, possibly.
Because I'll tell you another thing about my possible potential dyslexia.
Yeah.
Again, not wishing to. This isn't. I think I've got it on faces.
Right.
Did I tell you this the other day? I was talking to Greg Davis about this. I said there's some people in the world who I cannot recognise when I see them. There's somebody, I'm not going to mention their name, but it's the third time I've met them, and I said, hello, I'm nice to meet you, I'm Rhod, and they went, yes, we've met 3 times. I was like, have we? I cannot recognise you. I do not recognise you as that person. And there's a picture this week in the paper, again, of Renée Zellweger.
Yes.
And I would say the last 10 times I've seen a picture of her in the paper, I've gone, oh, who's that? And then it says, Renée Zellweger. And I go, I cannot put their features together as a face. I can't recognise their face. I've got facial dyslexia.
Wow. If you had a picture now, do you think you'd recognise her?
No, I would have no idea who she was.
Even after talking about her?
The only reason I would know who she was is that I wouldn't know who she was. I'd look at that face, I go, I have no idea who that is. It's Renée Zellweger.
Maybe it's true.
It must be Renée Zellweger. Either that or the other person I know I keep meeting and I can't recognise them. Now listen, Matt, this big feature I've got. I woke up this morning, 8:23. Right. The dog woke me up. And, anyway.
Yeah, go on.
This feature I thought... you have a slight hangover today. It's often a bit of a feature of this show. It's because it's on a weekend, man. What do you expect? I was, and we're sociable people. As we were talking, to sociable. We were talking about my strange, sort of almost form of dyslexia, without belittling that infliction. When I used to look at the weather map in the old days, and it used to say Gales, Gales, I always thought, why does it say Wales in Spanish, which is Gales, on that map? And it just doesn't say it over Wales. It says it everywhere. It says Wales, 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 all over that weather map in Spanish. For about 10 years, I couldn't work that out as a teenager.
Yeah.
And I never thought, do you know what, I'm going to look into this and find out the answer. I just went, isn't that weird?
Yeah. You didn't ask anyone at all?
No, didn't ask anyone, didn't discuss it.
Even your closest confidant?
No.
Right.
Didn't even discuss it.
Did you have a closest confidant?
What a weirdo I am. Right, anyway. And then, Kay, our producer, new producer, came on, during a track, she came, as you know, Korkey, she came in our ears. And she said, you know that thing you were saying about the weather map and reading Gales as Gales in Spanish? She said, I only just found out that when they say the outgoing Prime Minister or the outgoing First Minister, that it means that they're leaving office. She just thought it meant they were really sociable. So when she grabbed things like outgoing First Minister Rodri Morgan, she thought, yeah, he's quite social.
He looks friendly.
He does seem up for a laugh and a giggle.
I'd go for a coffee with him.
Old outgoing. Anyway, so this feature I want to launch, Korkey.
Yes.
The point of it is hangovers. On talking to Spain and Spain, I had some friends over from Spain.
Is this part of the feature?
From Spain, yeah. It's leading up to it.
Fine. As long as you haven't got distracted.
I had some friends over from Spain on, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday? I'm guessing.
Not the weekend.
Not the weekend, it was a few days ago.
Sure.
It was a few days ago. And we were all, seemed to be on a bit of a mission, wine-wise.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And I went to bed about 4.
As one does.
As one does.
Yes.
And the next day I had the largest hangover, I think probably of anyone in the world over the last 20 years. Your biggest Possibly
one ever.
The largest hangover before that would have been something like when the Berlin Wall came down. Somebody in Eastern Europe or something celebrating on vodka or something. I had the worst. I didn't leave my bed until, not the following day, the day after that.
Wow.
And
this is a different one to the last one.
The next day, all I was capable of, and this was only because I had to, I let the dog out to go to the toilet. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. I didn't have a glass of water.
Gracious me.
That's hangover was.
That is hangover.
No food. And then, in the middle of the night, the following night, so this is about 24 hours later, I started to feel better.
Yeah.
And I woke up a bit and I thought, I was dozing a bit, and I thought, I think I'm through it.
Yeah.
I think I'm through it. And I cried a little tear of joy that I was through this hangover. I was just starting to feel a bit better, and I had a little tear of just, oh my God.
Wow.
I promise you, Lord, whoever there is, whoever your God is, whoever you want to worship, to pray, I just thought, I'll never do it again. I will never, if you keep me feeling like this, Lord, I will never, ever touch a drop of that wine again.
And have you had any since?
Yeah, last night I had a bit, but that was yeah. But in that moment, and I thought, is that the best feeling that there is in the world?
Getting over a hangover.
Now, and then I thought I'll do a feature on that on radio. The best feeling in the world for me is when you're really hungover, then you come through it and you go, I'm over it. I'm okay again. I'm well. Wow. I'm feeling okay. That's the best feeling in the world. And then I thought, but people are going to write in and go, no, Rhod, I was very, very ill, and then I got cured, and I started to feel better, and of course that's a bigger feeling, stuff like that. So it's got to be the best little feeling in the world.
Thirsty's a bigger thing. Than that,
all right, but it's the best tiny little feeling in the world. Hi, Rhod, my long-time podcast listener, first-time emailer, and live listener. Rhod and Chris, thanks for the detail. My best tiny feeling is when you put on a jacket. This is a good one. Put on a jacket you haven't put on in a while, and find a £5 or even a tenner in the pocket.
Yeah.
It happened to me this morning. Time for a little treat.
That's good.
Says Chris Creed. That is a good one. That is a good tiny little feeling. Setting your alarm for 7 a.m. on a Saturday when you're not working, just so you have the pleasure of going back to sleep.
Oh.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure
I would just take the sleep.
Yeah, it's a bit masochistic, really.
Yeah, and what if you can't get back to sleep then?
Exactly. It's a real gamble.
That's what would worry me. No, Kelvin Summerhill. No. As the French would say. The best feeling, hi Rhod and Korkey, the best tiny feeling in the world, according to me, is putting on brand new slippers. They're at their most cosy that first time. It's never the same again. How disgusting are your feet Karen, that you instantly soil a slipper. I've got slippers that I've had for months that are just as cosy as the day I put them on.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I didn't
Although
realise...
you are going to get me thinking about it. Just some general emails and admin and stuff for you, Mr. Corcoran. Dear Rhod, hello there. Just thought I'd write and tell you that I'm turning 14 on Sunday. I was wondering if you could wish me a happy birthday, because I listen to your podcast every week. It really would make my day. From, that's the Lowry in Jakarta, Indonesia. Oh, there we are, that's you. I started reading your email an hour and 15 minutes ago, and then just finished it. Sorry about it. Oh well, at least it kept you listening for a bit.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Sadie Frost. I think this is about her rather than her getting in touch. I never know who she is every time I see her. I've even tried memorising her face to test my recognition abilities, but it's no good. This is from Jodie Clark Keane, who's up the road from Cardiff Studios.
There you go.
Somebody else. Apparently, there's quite a few of them, people coming in on this.
Yeah.
That is interesting, says Jono in Portsmouth. I was just about to ask you if you were dyslexic. I presume you meant while I was talking about it this morning, not just at the start of the show. I was just about to ask you if you were dyslexic. I've wondered that for a while. What, if I'm dyslexic? I am dyslexic, says Jono. I've noticed you talk about similar things to what I do.
Ah.
Maybe that is why I enjoy the show so much. Still enjoying the show very much. I'm Johnny in Portsmouth. I don't know. I've never been tested. You didn't. I was born in '68. You never really tested back in those days. You know, it wasn't tested. I don't think so. I don't think my spelling is that bad, but my brain is certainly not great, Jono. It's at doing certain things. It certainly has difficulty recognising some faces, and sometimes it has a sort of cultural dyslexia where it reads a word in Spanish instead of in English.
Yeah. It is on-air self-diagnosis. That's what this is.
On-air self-diagnosis. But I don't know what it is. Hi, Rod. There's a name. I said I don't know what it is, and here we are. Boom.
Slick.
Boom, bang. Bzz. Hi, Rod. There's a name for the condition where you don't recognise faces.
Yeah.
It's called prosopagnosia. That's from Susan.
Wow.
Well, to answer your question, Jono, I don't think I am dyslexic. I might have a little bit of prosopagnosia, at most. Non-story of the week, Mr. Corcoran. I've spotted some non-stories of the week here. You can choose. I've got 3 for you.
Okay.
You choose. First one. It's more the headline. I rarely shower. Like really, as in not very often. Says Vivian Westwood.
You.
I thought that's a pretty good candidate for a non-story.
Yeah.
That Vivian Westwood doesn't shower very often.
Yeah.
And then I read down, it was like, it was something to do with World Water Day and how about saving water. I thought, you know what? It's not a non-story at all. Perfectly good story.
And also,
so let's reject that.
There was an action there that would have a consequence. So, you know, that is relevant to an extent.
You're absolutely right, Korkey.
You know.
I should never have circled it. I feel a
folly. That's what that was.
I feel a chump.
Yeah.
What about this one?
Yeah.
Coldplay frontman Chris Martin, who's recently broken up with, or been broken up with, or they used that interesting term. What was it? The decoupling or whatever. Unhook, decouple, whatever it was. Yeah, sounded more like trains.
That's what I thought when I heard that phrase.
Yeah, I didn't think anything. I have to say, my mind was a perfect blank. It was like a space in the universe, my mind was, when I read about them splitting up. Anyway.
Yeah.
There's a page devoted to this.
Yeah.
One whole page. Gwyneth Paltrow. Chris Martin, of Coldplay, struck up a friendship with British fashionista and TV host Alexa Chung.
Right.
Do you know why? Do you know what this story, the whole story is? At 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning in Glastonbury, it says they enjoyed a late night milkshake.
Wow.
Pretty rock and roll, I think you look.
That's out of control.
That's so Coldplay.
Most relationships start with that.
4 a.m. going for a milkshake. So that's it. That's the story. There's 2 pages here.
Well, it's not really a story.
Jessica Goldsack, who served the pair the milkshake, says they turned up at 3 or 4 a.m. and asked me and my friend, "What do you recommend?" They looked like they were just chilling. I did find it a little odd. They had a milkshake, and did they know any other places to have a drink? I tell you what, it's thinning out the interest in that story after 2 pages.
Yeah, well, I was saying she found it odd. It's quite funny.
I didn't even bother reading on to find out what flavour it was. I'll level with you. My interest waned. That's one of my non-stories for the week.
Okay, that's quite good.
Here's another one. Cameron Diaz, I've fancied women, she says. There we are. That's worth a page, I think, in the tabloids. What are that? Which of those That's a waste of time. Do you want? The non-story of the week, and then I'll come on to
Coldplay milkshake. I sort of quite enjoyed.
Coldplay milkshake.
Yeah.
Okay, mate. More from the newspapers, Korkey. Goats. Goats. It says here are smarter than you think. How smart would you think a goat is?
Not very smart.
Ah, well, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong.
Here we go. I'm about to be put right.
They have a reputation for not being the brightest in the farmyard.
Yes, I imagine them just butting things.
I wouldn't say that.
Eating and butting. That's what I imagine goats do.
I don't think goats have a reputation for not being the brightest in the farmyard.
Oh, they do, but they got a terrible reputation in the farmyard.
Well, who's the brightest in the farmyard?
Well, the horses.
No.
And the owls.
Collies. Sheepdogs.
Yeah, they're pretty sharp.
They're sharper than horses.
Huh?
They're sharper than horses, aren't they?
I don't know. Horses are they're pretty sharp horses.
They're not as sharp as sheepdogs. You couldn't get a
Let's put them on a par.
No, you can't.
Sheepdogs are very, they have to be told what to do, don't they? They're very subservient. Horses just look after themselves.
No. In that case, you might as well say tortoises are the brightest.
They haven't got tortoises in the farmyard. You'll think
not the farmyard. But that's
we should start with the stupidest ones. We should go chickens are the stupidest ones, aren't they?
It depends whether you think that doing the bidding of a human being is stupid or intelligent. If you think that horses are so clever, they just go. You go up to a horse, you go. They go, get out of it.
Yeah.
Not having that. Maybe that's intelligence, or do they not understand it?
Well, I don't know. I think we've already looked at this too deeply.
I think, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, a sheepdog is sharper than a horse.
All right. Maybe it is. Where do you stand on chickens?
I'd rather be a sheepdog than a horse.
Yes, I would. Where do you stand on chickens?
Oh, any farmyard.
Yeah.
Get yourself down there.
But are they stupid?
Put a good pair of shoes on.
They'd be the stupidest.
You don't stand on chickens.
Not the views of the BBC.
Not the views of the BBC. Not my views.
Chickens are the stupidest, correct? Or cows. Cows are pretty stupid, aren't they?
I think...
but they're quite cute and doe-eyed.
I think a cow is smarter than a chicken.
I think so too. Yeah.
Okay, so it's...
Chickens, bottom.
It's sheepdog.
Sharp.
Horse. Cow.
Cow. Chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah.
All right, where would you put goat in that?
Well, one above chicken. Hang on. Oh, no, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. No, see, I'd put him above cow.
I'd put him above a cow as well.
Above cow.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheepdog, horse, goat, cow, chicken.
Hang on a minute. Where would you put a pig?
Oh, pigs are clever. I've read 1984.
They're top.
They're top in 1984.
Yeah.
And I think George Orwell knew about pigs and stuff.
He knew about pigs.
So I would put them...
cleverer than a sheepdog?
No, not cleverer than a sheepdog.
But apparently they are. Because they've got human brains. Not human brains, you know what I mean?
You were going... You know, babe, that wasn't real. The pig wasn't real.
Pigs are top. Pigs, dogs, sheepdogs.
Pigs, sheepdog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Horse, goat, cow, chicken. Goats, it says here. Oh, hang on a minute. Pig.
Yeah.
Sheepdog, horse, goat, cow, chicken. That's what we all agreed.
Yeah, rock solid, that is.
Have
we left anybody out?
Except...
What?
No, I don't think so. That's your farmyard right there.
There's other stuff you get on farms, isn't there?
Yeah,
surely.
but it's
ducks.
only...
They'd be incidental to farms, aren't they, ducks?
Yeah.
They're sort of just in the pond rather than actually doing anything constructive.
I'll put them in brackets over to the left. Right. Anyway, it's time to rethink that.
Okay.
It's time to rethink that age-old...
Obvious list. Cliched list of intelligent farm animals.
Cliched list. Goats have a reputation for not being the brightest in the farmyard, but goats are actually rather intelligent.
No way.
They learn fast and they have excellent memories.
Is that right?
Scientists said that in one particular test, goats were quicker on the uptake than...
Here we go.
Chimps. It says here. The chimps weren't even in our obvious farmyard cliched list. They were quicker on the uptake than chimps.
If we do have
Does that mean goats have to go to the top? It says here, trained goats...
Well, hang on, there's no such thing.
Excuse me.
What doing?
The researchers from Queen Mary University of London... Oh, sorry, they trained goats. They trained... I thought it meant there's such a thing as trained goats. Well, I suppose they would be once
they would be eventually, yeah.
Trained goats, yeah.
What are they trained to do?
They trained goats to use a 2-step process to retrieve a pasta treat. encased in a plastic box with an extendable lever. So it was two-stage.
Pasta? They don't eat
so they
pasta.
had to press something to get at something. It's like that old squirrel thing.
Oh, I understand that. My problem is with pasta. That's not their treat. Goats don't eat pasta. That's not natural cuisine.
It was mixed. It's a treat. That's why, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just so off the scale for a
It's
goat.
like eclairs for me. I wouldn't have them every day, but... but I'd rather if you were going to put an intelligence test for me and a little box with me to try and encourage me to try and work out how to get in there and get it, I would put an eclair in it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just put like a spaghetti bolognese
Well,
like
exactly.
an everyday meal,
absurd.
or a tin of baked beans. I probably wouldn't bother making the effort to do it. First, the animals were taught to use their lips to grab a string, and then they pulled out the lever. Then they had to use their muzzle to nudge the lever. So they got to do all this stuff to release the pasta.
Yeah.
So goats, I think. Well, we've got to revisit this.
Yeah, but here's the deal, Rhod. Right? Did they do the same experiment for all those other animals in our list? Because otherwise, we can't just put them up the list now if they haven't done the same experiments on the pigs and the chickens and the ducks in brackets. And
I hear you. Let me just read down.
Okay.
They haven't done it.
What a ridiculous scientific experiment!
I tell you what, though, out of this,
groundless.
I've had a new idea, a new feature, which is if they're more intelligent than chimps, I've got a new feature for the show.
What?
Guess what it is? It starts in 5 minutes.
Goat quiz.
Goat
quiz.
It's on. Goat quiz is on. No, it's goat quiz. Time for goat quiz, ladies and gentlemen.
Goat quiz.
Goat quiz.
Great.
Replacing chimp quiz.
Have you got a load of facts then?
Which has gone. I've listened during Suede there. I've pulled out some stuff off the internet, and I am going to wing it.
Well, this show's picked up.
Radio Winging It. This is. Welcome to Radio Winging It, where Goat Quiz is about to start. This is the first of Goat Quiz.
Yeah.
I don't know how many.
Okay. How many is this going to be out of?
8.
Wow.
All my quizzes, I try and make them out of 8.
Okay.
It's the magic number. I'm determined to find 8 questions from this one sheet of A4 paper I've got in front of me.
Okay.
The production team have printed out one sheet of A4 headed goats. I'm going to make a quiz out of it.
Goat quiz!
Goat quiz starts now.
Okay.
I'm putting a clock on it. How many goats are in the world?
To
the nearest million.
Okay.
How many goats are there in the world?
365 million.
450 million goats.
Oh, it's pretty close then.
You weren't really.
365 million goats?
Yeah, you were 85 million goats out.
Yeah, but I could have been infinitely out.
Well, not really.
In maths.
Only if you'd said none. And even then, I'm not even sure if that's right.
Well, you know what I mean? On the spectrum of infinite statistics, I was quite close there.
You were 85 million goats out.
Yeah, think about my context of infinity.
As a percentage.
Within 85 million, that's not bad.
But as a percentage of the total number of goats there are, 450 million.
Yeah.
85 million out is quite a lot.
Oh, okay, that's a good way of looking at it.
That is a good way of looking at
Well
it.
done,
I
okay.
suggest you adopt it.
Fair enough, I accept. Do I get a point at all for that?
What, for being 85 million out? Oh, of course.
I'm picking up by the tone of what you're saying. I don't.
It's half a point for being within 100 million. No, of course you don't get half a point.
All right.
Or a point.
Oh, of course, a tough start, Rhod. Give me an easy one.
Goats have very sensitive what?
Teeth.
No.
I just said that. Wait, let me think.
Okay, I'll give you that as a that one just came out.
It just came out.
I'll accept that.
Okay, emotions.
No, because then it would just say goats are very sensitive.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
True.
See, would it be?
Okay, so here's my answer.
I'm not saying they're not. For anyone who writes in to complain, says
Okay.
they've got a sensitive goat.
I got it. I got this. Hooves.
No, a hoof isn't sensitive. A hoof is practically made of concrete.
Yes, I know, but okay, their feet. Their feet, because they have to stand on craggy outcrops.
You just, no.
Oh, that was quite a good answer, though.
It wasn't.
Can I get another guess?
It wasn't, because the last thing you want is a sensitive foot standing on a rocky outcrop.
No, the last thing you want is an unsensitive foot standing on
insensitive,
an insensitive
and it's the
foot
first thing you want.
Standing on a craggy outcrop.
No, you want insensitive foot.
No, you want to be able to feel what you're putting your feet on if you're like 1,000
you don't. Not
feet
if
in
it's
the air,
craggy.
a
Not if
vertical cliff.
Not if it's craggy, you don't.
They stand on vertical cliffs.
You walk around in bare feet for a while.
Yeah.
And see what happens to your skin. See if it either A, toughens up and becomes more insensitive, or B, becomes really sensitive and soft.
But mate, if you're going to climb a vertical cliff, right, do you want bare feet so you can grip on, or do you want clogs on?
I don't think goats can climb a vertical cliff.
All
They
right.
can't climb a sheer vertical cliff.
I'm not
I've never
saying
seen
it's
a
made of
goat
glass.
standing at 90
I'm not
degrees
saying
perpendicular
that.
to a cliff.
Crocs.
The answer is lips. Sensitive lips.
Every animal's got sensitive lips. That's a stupid question.
Sorry.
An orangutan. What sort of lips do you think they got? Sensitive or not?
Not as sensitive as goats. They're not especially sensitive, no. How do you tell the age of a goat?
Cut him in half, count his rings.
No.
All right, hang on.
Okay, I'll accept you just said
teeth.
That. Yes.
Yes.
It is teeth.
Of course it is.
Kids have 8 small, sharp teeth in their lower front jaw, and like children, their baby teeth fall out. They're replaced by permanent teeth. The age of a goat can often be closely determined by their teeth.
Excellent. I'm back in the game.
You're 1 out of 3.
2-1.
1 out of 3.
Whew, tough quiz this is.
Hey.
Give me an easy one.
Okay.
Right.
How do you tell a male sheep from a female sheep? No, goat, sorry. A male goat from a female goat without lifting up their tail.
Oh, right, okay. Let me have a think. Their little beards on their chins. Boom.
Yeah.
Yes!
Bigger and shaggier with beards. I'll give you that.
Come on.
2 out of 4. Question 5.
Come on, Magnus, bring your goat.
6, 7, and 8 in one question. You get a point for each correct answer.
Okay.
And that gives you your total score out of 8.
All right.
Depending on the breed, goats may be one of 4 colours.
Okay. White.
1 point.
Black and white.
No.
I've seen a black and white goat. All right, black.
Yeah.
And then if a black one and a white one has a baby,
yes,
black
the
and white.
crossbreeds. But I'm not talking about crossbreeds. I'm talking about standard breeding.
Okay,
standard
fine.
breeds here.
Fine. Black, white.
In case you're wondering, all questions in Goat Quiz are about standard breeds.
Okay, next one, brown.
3 points.
Okay.
You've got 1 to go.
I got 1 to go.
So you're now on 5 out of 7. I think, is that right? 5 out of 7 points. So this for 6 out of 8, which would match, interestingly, your score on Chimp Quiz.
It would.
You got 1 more.
I really want to do this.
You got 1 more. I know you want to do it. I can see that. You got your head in your hands for a start.
Okay.
Taking it a bit seriously, I would say.
Okay, it's either cream, right, or grey. So I'm torn between cream and grey.
5, 4, 3.
I'm going to go for
2.
cream.
Oh! 6 out of 8 cream is the last colour. 4 out of 4 on the colour of goats.
I didn't know I knew so much about goats. I'm really
Goat
good
quiz,
at animals.
6 out of 8. I've just realised something with a couple of minutes to go. I've just circled something in the paper here. And I've put facial dyslexia ? And a circle. And that's the woman that I can't recognise as ever that. And I've been saying it's Renée Zellweger all along. Apparently it's Scarlett Johansson. Look at that.
Case in point.
Totally not Renée Zellweger at all. Apologies. It's not her at all. If you enjoyed that, why not listen to the whole show? Rhod Gilbert live on Saturday mornings, BBC Radio Wales, 11 till